This is just AMZN on Thursday, September 9th, 2021. Looking at the daily here. So we ran up today a penny under 35.50. I feel like I'm talking about a lot of little pennies here and there, but we got a little bit of selling off of that level. So this is still a resistance zone that we're in. We actually got a little bit of a slight curve down with the 5 exponential here. We're sitting right on that. We've got kind of a bearish engulfing candle. Today is a little bit higher high, a little bit lower low than yesterday. I feel like if I've been doing these comparisons back to this last run up, I would say this candle is probably most similar to this one. This is where we had a little bit of a dip here. We were making kind of relative highs. We've done a little bit of that, pushing up a little bit more this time around. But that's really, even the last time we pushed down through the 5 a little bit further, we're literally sitting right here. So could tomorrow look like that? Totally. Could we bounce again, like we just keep bouncing and just run up? Sure. Obviously, we can't do both. Well, I guess we could, but there'd be some really large wick in one direction or the other. So we'll just have to wait and see if it does something like that. All right, so jumping in the 5-minute, we had the run up, almost hit 35.50. I mean, close enough, right? Started to sell off, pushed through the 21, and then the 21 exponential was resistance all day long. You really could have been buying puts right off of this level. I mean, these really small candles here consolidating, breaking down, retesting in the 21, consolidating, breaking down, retesting the 21, breaking down, retest the 21, breaking down all day long. So let's go look at the 3,500 put right here. And so it's kind of relatively flat, even though the stock is moving up. You got that sell out here. Let's do this. Let's look at both at the same time because it's easier to compare. Okay, so when this is running up, it's just kind of pulling back a little bit. Then it puts in a low over here because we're just losing premium on the put. We're almost 50 points away, and then we break through the 21 here. We start to go sideways for more than half an hour, 40 minutes, whatever this is here, and get into these really small candles. This is kind of retesting slightly above this level. It's a little bit of an S curve. This is where it's really hard to see it in this. So this is moving up. This is your little bit of an S curve here. And then it starts to go. One thing I'll point out, it's not perfect by any means, but you have a little bit of this double bottom shape with the RSI. It doesn't quite come down far enough for what I'm looking for, but that's this kind of bottoming shape that I've noticed in the RSI. So anyway, same thing on the stock itself, and then same thing on the call, just the other direction. Obviously, a double top here, double bottom on the put. Then it starts to go. And so it goes, and then it comes back up to the 21. When it comes back into the 21, that's when it's putting in a new low. So we'll come back here. So this low over here is now retesting this part of the S, right? So you see that? So this is what I'm talking about. So we pulled back. Here's your S. Here's your S. So right here, this low is retesting this high. And then we're going to go and do it again. And then this is retesting this high, this high, there, that high. All right. And then this time we do it again. Same level, come right back to the same price. That's a really nice small candle. You could have traded that same exact range, buying here and a stop below over here. You could have gone to an option that's a little further away, like 34.75. If there's one of those, sometimes there's not 75s. 35.50 or I'm sorry, 34.75, 34.50. There should have been those. And you can also go into next week, like 3,400, 33.50. Those are a little further away, a little out of the money, but you got more time on those too. So yeah, we just rode down the 21 all day. It was one of those kinds of days. The only time we were really in the overbought was right at the beginning of the day, which I don't really trust the RSI as much here because it can really move significantly with a gap. But this is the only time we really got up there. This other time was right here when we retested into the 21, and then we didn't get back into the overbought range at all on this stock. So that really wasn't helping. You'd have to really play it off the 21 today, play it off of some other candles and signals and things. Really, that's why I've been focusing today's video on these consolidations, the curving that's happening. And if you can notice that's happening early enough in the day, you can really catch some of those. So when this is breaking down, it's like, oh man, missed this. It took out this candle, which this candle held this low, more or less. This candle's breaking down. Okay, now we need to retest back up to this level. Can we get there? We couldn't even get back up to the opening low. We should not have taken out this candle with this volume so quickly if this is going to go go bullish. And so once it got taken out, 2 hours later, from there, you got to be looking at bearish trades. So, and to get in on a retest, not just getting in, I mean, there's ways to play this. You can get in, getting in below a bearish, getting in below a bullish candle. You can play it off the 5 exponential. You can play it off the 21. You can wait for another stair step like this one through here. Actually, probably just that portion, and then it starts to break down here. Didn't mean to zoom in that far. Sorry. So yeah, you can see there's just this almost a straight line following this. Let's see if I can draw that. See if I can use the drawing tool, make it a little straighter here. So kind of like that. I don't know. On the daily, the 5 exponential is doing better tracking that, but we're starting to break that. I mean, we're not making higher prices with the 5 exponential. We made a little bit of a lower one today. So that's why this breaks down now. So it's easier to just look at that on the daily rather than trying to draw a line that matches it. Sometimes lines work great. And I'll tell you when my lines work great. But that's one of the reasons I have these exponentials in here, just because the 5 tracks so well with this kind of momentum. So this is a shift. We've seen this kind of shift before. We'll see if we can kind of level out, and that'll show we've got some sustained bullishness still in here. But we really do need to rest some more. So I've been talking about this being a resistance zone. I thought it was going to be going down these days and pull back into the 100. I think we got a little ways to go back into the 100, at least into the 21. But I think really into the 100 would be a better place to pull back and then consolidate and bounce and have a kind of a bigger S curve if we do end up going bullish. Like I was saying the other day, the bearish perspective here is this is a really large double top. We're kind of retesting. So here's your neckline retest, and we could just go lower from here. So that's the flip side argument too. So we'll see if we can play these kind of shorter term back into some levels. But yeah, I've kind of been thinking a little bit more bearish right here. If we do somehow take out this candle and get a close above here, we should touch this purple channel line pretty soon. And then close this gap back up to the closing price on this day, about 3,600. So yeah, we'll leave it at that. Hope this helps. This is Justin AMZN.